Hi, my name's Izzy Webster, and today I'm going to be talking to you about epidemiology. And before we go any further, first we need to know the definition of epidemiology, which is how a disease spreads and how it can be controlled. Now, to help us in our lesson, we're going to be looking at the infamous story of how rats and fleas both work together to take over 1/3 of the European population, or in other words, the bubonic plague. And the bubonic plague was what was called a zoonosis, which is a disease that can be transferred from animals to humans. Now, what a zoonosis requires is a reservoir host, or an animal carrier. A reservoir host is an organism that can host a pathogen without being affected. Now, for a long time, rats were blamed for the bubonic plague to be seen as their reservoir host, but because they were also affected by the bubonic plague, we consider this false. Now, in epidemiology, you need to look at three important things. First, the host. Where does it go? Where is it attracted to? How many of it are there? Secondly, the agent. How is it spreading? Is it spreading through chemicals? Is it spreading in the air? Is it spreading through bodily fluids from person to person? Thirdly, you need to look at any changes in the environment. Like, for example, a forest burning down, or in the case of bubonic plague, imports coming in at a constant. Now, in epidemiology, there are two main types of studies. First, a descriptive study, which studies more of where a disease is spreading, or an analytical study, which studies more of who is being affected and what characteristics do they have that attracts the disease. Now, in bubonic plague's case, we're probably going to go with a descriptive study because we know that most everyone is being affected by this plague. Now, a descriptive study, you can study people in a cross-sectional study, which studies them at a single point in time, or follow them in a qualitative study over time. But in cases of emergency, you're going to go with a cross-section study because a qualitative case study could take up to years. Now, epidemiologists does not simply just study big, widespread epidemics such as the bubonic plague. They also study epidemics such as childhood obesity, cancer, cholera, or the Ebola virus. They study so many things, and it's such a wide opportunity for you to choose. I hope that I've sparked your interest in epidemiology. Again, my name is Izzy Webster, and this is my submission to the Science Ambassador Scholarship.